I got a question to the guys on the show. I'm married, right? So I feel like I want to know, um, do y'all? And I know right now as y'all look at women and y'all dating, and y'all, most of y'all, I know that marriage is on the table for y'all. So I want to know, and I hear a lot of women right now say that, you know what, I could be happy and I'm good without being married. So I want to know, oh, they could be complete without being married. You know what I'm saying? And I have empathy in this department, and I'll tell you about that later. But I want to know to the cast tonight, just a question for me. Do y'all believe that when a woman say they can be complete without a man or fulfilled, do y'all believe them in totality?
Mm.
Uh, I'm gonna answer that first, man. Mario, you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't think any sane woman believes that. I don't think no sane woman believes that. I think because every woman has a checklist.
Mm.
From the time they were growing up, they had fantasies about getting married, how he's gonna look, how they her first child, how many kids she's gonna have. So they have that checklist. So I can't understand any woman who says that she don't want to be married. You know what I mean? Um, and besides that, men and women are designed for each other. You're
Mhm.
created to love. So, and hell, even it's even scientific fact that a man and woman together reduces stress. It's good for your health. So no, I mean, I think it's one of those virtues with women. So maybe I missed the question, but no, I don't think any sane woman can can take that route, I think that I think I think that's one of the biggest things on that checklist. How I'm gonna look that day, my dress, all of that. That's one of the biggest fantasies. So a woman I know from me traveling, I know people that have everything but that. And they've actually voiced where like I don't feel like they don't feel complete. They don't feel like they have accomplished the main thing, that person to share it all with, that perfect love story that a lot of women chase. So no, that's gonna be my answer for that one.
Chris,
Zay.
I'm gonna let Chris go.
All right. Chris.
Me? Okay. For me, I'm kind of torn between this question. Like, I'm not a woman, so I don't know what would make a woman feel complete. That's not. I don't know. But I would have to say no, because if I say that a woman can feel complete, then I mean I think that would be devaluing a man, and I don't think that. I think that we are needed. So I don't think that I don't want to say that she can feel complete without us, because we are of so much importance. But also, I have to think about marriage. When you talk, I have to dissect marriage in general. When you talk about the beginning in biblical marriage, all you had to do was sleep with her and you was married. You fast forward that to slavery time, and they used to jump over brooms to symbolize being married. Now we have to sign a legally binding document to be married. So I do think that a woman can feel fulfilled without signing a legally binding document to marry to feel complete. But I don't think that just the lack of us, the not having of us, and the not having that, because to me, a marriage is not the legal part of it. I think the marriage is the union between a man and a woman, creating a family and building a foundation for the future. And I don't think we or them can feel complete without that. So I'm kind of conflicted on this one. I don't know. So Zay, what you think?
Um, I was the same way. I looked at it and I milled over this question a couple times, and it's do you feel that a woman can feel complete without being married? She should. She should be complete before she gets married. You understand what I'm saying? You can't pour into someone else what you don't first have in yourself. So once you're complete in your whole, then you can become one. I do feel that when some women say well, in the sense that we were talking about the being complete uh without being married, I think that's a form of settling, if I said that right. Because they just attained everything else, and it's somehow that marriage is just out of their grasp. They're not getting it. I think Zion was saying that black women feel as if black men don't want to marry them. I think that was generalization, but a lot of women feel that way. So once they have their success or their money and their house or whatever the case may be, they feel like I am complete. But then I think in the back of their mind, they still want that companionship. Like I said before in the previous episode, I don't think I know a person alive that wants to die alone. You want to have that companionship when you're getting older. I think we had a conversation about it earlier when we're saying we're noticing that people, once they get up in age and they've attained the things that they felt like they needed to attain, are now looking for marriage. Why? Because they're looking for that wholeness that was missing. They got everything else except for that. So in that sense, I feel like, what I'm saying, they may not be complete. But as far as themselves and everything else, they may be complete. They're just missing that one element. But again, I'm not married. That's just me on the outside looking in.
No, I just asked that question because I feel like I love my wife before I married her, right? I was committed to us before I married her. I was dedicated and I was ready to go down this journey with her before I married her. But I feel like almost what Horace is saying. I feel like when a woman was raised, she pictures her wedding day. I feel like she feels a sense of pride that this man chose me to have his last name, and all the people that in the world that he could have chose, it was me.
Okay.
And not only that, I see how my wife's face light up because she knew I loved her before we had a wedding, and I felt like that's the least I could do to repay her after all she did for me. Because all like Chris, then I'll go back to what Chris said. Because to be married, I had already been married to you spiritually before we went to there. So if you're telling me all I have to do to increase your level of excitedness or happiness is give you a piece of paper that I already signed with my heart and put my name on it, then by all means, I would get married to her every year. If I know that will make her happy and that would give her, a sense of, just like I'm his wife, the proud feeling that I see my wife displays a lot. That she knew I loved her before that, but I see a different proudness about her. And I always wondered, like, do men see? Because that's why I value the systematic form of marriage, because I feel like it is a sense of statue for women. And I feel like if that's what they quantify is making it to them, I want my wife to make it. I want her to be able to walk around other women. They say, yeah, she married and she got a good husband. I want her to feel that because that's what I want for her. Because just like she should want me to say, I got a good wife. You see what I'm saying? So I think that I just want to know what y'all think, because that was one of the reasons why, because I'm a literal thinker. So everything Chris saying, I went through my head on saying too, like, man, I already love her. I don't have to sign no contract. I don't have to do this. But I had to think about it, like, how does this help me? How does this hurt me when I'm already giving her my all anyway? So right now, because the only way a contract of marriage can hurt you is if you get a divorce. So if I'm already committed to forever with you anyway, then how can I not? But I can tell you in business how many ways it has helped me just by me walking in the rooms saying I'm married. I can give you a whole bunch of upside. Go ahead, Chris.
But what I want to ask is, have you ever heard her say that prior? Because I've never heard women say, "Well, this makes me feel complete." I've never heard them express themselves in that way. When marriage is injected in conversation, it's more like, "Well, you're getting old, you need to get married," and it's more like, it's not, "Hey, this is what this means to me." It's almost like, I'm a woman, I deserve this. No, I think maybe if that conversation was different, or you had those conversations where you say, "Hey, look, this is what the value of this is to me." I can understand that, because there's certain things that makes me feel like a man. There's certain things that makes me feel complete and honored and stuff like that. So I can understand that conversation, but at the same time, it's like I don't remember having that conversation. So I'm asking you and anybody else, have they heard women talk like that, and didn't she talk like that?
I heard, okay, I never heard her say the words that a wedding makes me feel like a woman, but I have seen the way she interacts with her friends. Like, I seen when she came around that her friend ordered a plaque that's in front of our house that says the Hardys. And she was just so happy. She was like, I got to go down here and change my name because now my name is Miss Hardy. Like, then I heard her say, I'm a married woman now. And I seen her face walk. I just seen the embracement, like the abundance of happiness and completion. Because she could tell you right now. I just asked her on our anniversary, "Do you feel any different?" She was like, "I've been knew you love me." So what was different? That right now I knew you chose me out of everybody, and she knew how I felt about marriage. So she know that I'm dedicated to her. I have emotionally and physically dedicated my life to her, and that let her know that she don't have to worry no more. And I think that I'm saying, even if I don't think that, if I think that I already did. You see what I'm saying? But if me going through that ceremony and doing that gave her a sense of what's the word of
Right.
assurance that I did it, then I'm telling you, my brother, I will keep doing it. That's all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I think a lot of times we focus on we don't have to be married because I love you anyway. You don't got to sign no thing. But bro, it don't hurt. It don't hurt me if you already married how you say you married with your heart and with your emotions. Then signing that paper is the least thing I got to worry about. I don't got to worry about money. I'm gonna get some money. So the only thing she could take from me with that contract is some money. I ain't worried about that. But for you to leave emotionally, I'm distraught. So signing the paper to be married was easy for me. It was the commitment of when I talked to y'all brothers, it was the commitment of me saying, bro, I'm committed to her for life. That was harder than you know what I'm saying?
Because for me,
Focus so much of like the signing of the it's a contract, it's a contract. Bro, that contract was signed with my heart before it was signed with that paper.
Man, now real quick, you know what I always appreciated about you, Mario and Jarrell? Us witnessing how love, like your wife was just on top of heaven, witnessing being married to you. You know what that does to a man, knowing that your woman made you feel like you made her dreams come true. Man, even her excitement about the name. When I was married, it was two people, and I don't think people realize like you become one, but those egos have to die. So you have people that get married where he married a woman, but she don't drop the last name. She still wants that identity, and they work for them. Cool, but a lot of men like that thing is big that I guess it changes on their background or whatever. But seeing y'all upbringing, just witnessing that love that y'all have, even Jarrell, my brother is married. He's a pastor. They preach together. They work together. Apparently, of course they stay together, but they are together all the time. I never witnessed nothing like that in my life. And my brother has been sold on his wife. Like, so I have to give you credit because we have learned so much from you. And that's one thing about our group. We've always been open, not to matter who's oldest or whatnot. We know each other's strength. You will say stuff. Your wisdom has always been one of your strengths to our friendship. But being able to witness that and see that, man, that is encouraging and it's inspiring and it's motivating us who may have some doubts about love. Seeing how your wife interacts with you, seeing how your wife treats us, seeing that honor that she feels being your wife, man, that's the kind of stuff that we don't discuss or salute enough. So, Chris, sorry to cut you off.
It's all good. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like, I think that I get a bad rap as if I'm anti-marriage. I'm just anti-bullshit marriage. And so when I always speak on marriages that I think is great. Like, I not even think that's great, that I admire. I always say something about the way that I felt like Hardy took on his marriage. He was accountable for it. This is my thing. I'm going to do the best I can. I look at Jarrell's situation. I love to see that. So it's never a time where I'm just bashing marriage. I always bash bad marriage, and I always salute marriages that I think is good. I got an uncle that I remember when we were living in Palm Beach. It was like 12 of us in one house, and he didn't have nothing. He met his woman walking down A Street. 10 years later, they got homes, they got kids, they doing their thing. Everything is good. And I always tell my uncle, man, you are my favorite married person. And I love this man. I love my uncle. He's the funniest guy, and he's never changed because what makes me admire it is that you stayed a man. You stayed the same man that you was. Yes, you got to make different decisions as a married man, but I feel like I'm still talking to my homeboy. I feel like I'm still talking to the dude that I was in the trenches with. So now that message resonate a lot more with me. If you'd heard even on this show, I just said I done big up Papa, artist Newbie for his marriage, because when you tell me the story about it, this started back when they was teenagers or whatever. So I've always saluted positive marriages. And I'm gonna always do that. But you can't get mad when I definitely highlight the bullshit too. These 2 year rendezvous. I'm gonna say something about that, because for me personally, my personal feeling, and anybody that ever talked to me about this, I take it goddamn seriously, because it's no divorce for me. It's forever. I think
Right.
that's like a goddamn tattoo that you can't take off. So that's just how I feel about it. I get a bad rap sometimes, but salute all the positive marriages, especially the black ones.
But I do want to say that, because I think all y'all have, especially Chris, because just so the people know, he asked me more questions about why and how and when I was gonna get married, and I think probably anybody asked me, and a lot of them questions challenged me to say, damn, like is it this or why this, or you know what I'm saying? Then when you answer those questions to yourself and you sit there and say, well, dang, I this and this and this, and just even know that people watching, because you got to hold ourselves accountable, that all of us do that right now in this circle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be somewhere and then I'm still a man. I only been married 1 year. So it's not like I'm far removed from dating women or courting women. You know what I'm saying? And I could be like, man, she look good. Like, all right, even though my mind is sold it, I'm just voicing that she look good. I have 3 or 4 of my homeboys, but all right, bro, tighten up. So that show you that the respect that they do have for the, you know what I'm saying? The whole foundation that we created. And I just wanted to ask y'all that question.